Even someone like the High Priestess knows of Su Yang. That's something. Without wasting time, Bai Ling agrees to share every bit of what she knows about him, with the kind of confidence only a true fangirl could carry. The High Priestess blinks, clearly not expecting such eager cooperation. Maybe she thought Bai Ling would hesitate. A blush rises on her face as Bai Ling begins her story. Her mind drifts back to Dongling City. Su Yang wasn't impressive back then, just another fighter trying his luck. Nothing flashy, no grand title. But fate had other ideas. The man went from unknown to legendary like it was just another step in his routine. The High Priestess listens, not with awe, but with a face that screams she's regretting asking. It's the look of someone forced to sit through a lover-struck monologue they never signed up for. Bai Ling keeps going. Every time Su Yang changed classes, it was a flawless 5-star. He crushed Scarlet Withering like swatting a fly and turned a wild black dragon into a personal mount, no big deal. By now her cheeks are glowing red, but she still adds the cherry on top. Su Yang didn't just win battles, he also managed to charm the proud young miss from the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion. That's the whole story, at least the part she dares to share. With flushed cheeks, Bai Ling lifts her eyes as if hoping for approval. The High Priestess remains silent. For a moment, it feels like the air itself is waiting. Bai Ling, confused by the quiet, softly calls out to her. Only then does the High Priestess turn, and it's clear from her face that she has seen this expression before. This is not the face of a witness. This is the face of someone in love, not what she expected. Definitely not in her holy forecast. She turns back to Bai Ling, her tone sharper now. She asks her if there is anything more between her and Su Yang. Not the public tales, but the personal ones. She reminds her to swear by the name of the holy statue. No hiding. No skipping the spicy parts. Bai Ling chokes a little, not just on her words but on the memory. Her cheeks burn even brighter as a certain night flickers through her mind. One where she wasn't exactly the innocent shrine worker she pretends to be. There's no need for a confession. Her face already says too much. The High Priestess reads it all. Her lips press into a line. Instead of pushing further, she lets it go. With a casual tone, she says it's nothing. She then adds that if Bai Ling ever meets Su Yang again, she can pass along a message. He is welcome to come have a chat. Bai Ling breathes out in relief like someone who just dodged holy punishment. She bows quickly and agrees without delay. No need to risk a second round. High Priestess Euphemia stands still, thoughts clouded. A hope lingers in her heart that maybe she's just overthinking everything. Carl Lawrence is gone, and with his death, perhaps the stubborn stance of the elves might soften too. That would be one less headache in an already chaotic world. She walks back to the Statue of Light, its silent glow offering little comfort. She lowers her voice as she speaks to it. Even her visions, once so clear, have now turned blurry. She can no longer see where the future is headed. All she can do now is pray for the safety of mankind and hope this storm doesn't wipe them out. Far away in the Demon City, things are anything but peaceful. A group of worried citizens from Shiva Nation surround their high priest, Amino. If brains were gold, this man would still be broke. One of them nervously informs him that demons from the abyss are hunting down Shiva's people. Instead of reacting with urgency, Amino, as clueless as ever, waves it off. According to him, this must be some kind of mix-up. He proudly says he'll talk to the demon high priestess himself, like he's going for afternoon tea. But fate and common sense have other plans. Before anyone can stop to think, 3 terrifying demons show up right in front of them. Big, brutal, and clearly not here for small talk. One of them steps forward and looks straight at Amino. He asks if this weak little man is really Amino. Amino, either brave or just slow, answers without hesitation. Says he's the one. Asks if they need something. The demon doesn't waste a second. His massive hand shoots out, grabs Amino by the collar, and lifts him like a paper doll. In a voice that feels like thunder, he delivers the sentence. Under the command of the demon high priestess, Amino A. Hazan has insulted the monarch and is now marked for death. Amino's face goes pale like chalk. His body trembles. His brain shuts down. His bladder gives up. What leaves his mouth isn't a defense, just a confused stammer. The crowd rushes in, trying to talk sense into the demon. They beg him to reconsider. Their words all say the same thing. Amino might be a fool, but he would never speak against the great monarch. Amino nods wildly, his head moving faster than his thoughts. He swears he's innocent. Not a single rude word about the monarch ever left his lips. Maybe the demons heard wrong. Maybe they need to check their notes. The demon doesn't flinch. He says this isn't a debate. The great monarch has spoken. If Amino has a problem with it, he can try his luck arguing with the monarch himself. With that, Amino is thrown to the ground like a sack of trash. No grace. No hesitation. The demon then turns to his underlings and gives the order. Amino, still shaking, is grabbed by one of the minions and dragged away like dead weight. Whatever happens next, it's out of his hands now. The people of Shiva Nation stand frozen, their eyes wide as they watch their so-called high priest dragged away like a sack of laundry. No one moves. No one knows what to say. Some try to speak, but the only thing that comes out is stutter, full of panic and confusion. Deep within the demon-class changed shrine, An eerie silence fills the room. Demon High Priestess Livia stands tall before one of the demon monarchs. The throne itself is turned away, its back facing the room like it's judging them without even looking. Without even blinking, Livia orders her subordinates to bring forth the one who dared insult the monarch. No time for delays. No mercy for fools. Amino is dragged in, still clinging to the last bits of his pride. His words pour out like a broken faucet. He swears up and down that he never meant any disrespect. Says he hates humans more than anyone. Even offers to fight as a loyal demon warrior if given another chance. The demon holding him is hurt enough. His patience runs thinner than Amino's dignity. With one swift motion, he lifts him by the neck and slams him to the ground like dropping rotten fruit. Then, with a bow of fake respect, he kneels before the throne and announces the delivery of the so-called blasphemer. Livia's eyes land on Amino with disgust. To her, this man isn't even worth the dirt on her shoe. Someone this small, this useless, daring to speak against the monarch, it's laughable. Amino, now half buried in pain, begs again. He insists on his innocence. He swears up and down, probably hoping that words will fix what's already broken. Livia doesn't bother arguing. She doesn't even think he deserves to speak. Her foot flies straight into his gut, sending him crashing into the stone wall like a ragdoll tossed by fate. Then comes the moment no one expects. The throne turns, and sitting on it is Su Yang. No horns, no glowing eyes, no need for theatrics, just pure power in human form. Voice of Su Yang cuts through the silence, calm and cruel. He tells Amino that the reason for his death sentence shouldn't be a mystery. All he has to do is lift his head and take a look. Amino, broken and gasping, forces himself to look up. His eyes lock onto the one person he never expected to see. His jaw drops, his body shakes, his brain struggles to accept the truth. It's Su Yang, sitting on the throne of demons like he owns the world. Su Yang steps forward, his expression calm and cold. He stands over Amino, who is still struggling to breathe, and speaks in a steady tone. This isn't some casual meeting. This is judgment. He introduces himself as Su Yang from Dragonxia, but that name alone is no longer enough. He now serves as the proxy of the Lord of the Abyss, the original Sin Monarch. In simpler words for a fool like Amino, he is the crown prince of the demon abyss. So Yang crouches down, grabs Amino's chin, and lifts his face just enough to make sure he's paying attention. His words cut deeper than any blade. He reminds Amino of the time he and his brother Adel plotted to wipe out every living soul in the Dragon Spirit secret realm. Su Yang was one of their targets too. The grip loosens as Su Yang lets out a soft chuckle. That brilliant plan of theirs didn't just fail. It backfired so badly that their entire nation jumped ship and joined the demon faction. Not a plan. More like a disaster in disguise. Amino's face twists into confusion and fear. He can't understand how Su Yang knows so much. Trembling, he asks if he has been under watch all this time. So Yang stands, hands in his pockets, and turns his back. There's no need to explain further. He simply reminds Amino of one truth. Those who spend their lives setting traps eventually fall into one. Retribution always comes. He tells Amino to go on ahead. His son is already waiting in hell, and his dear brother Adel will be joining them soon enough. Amino's heart drops. The fear finally settles in, and he knows this is the end. With nothing left to lose, he screams in anger and desperation. He calls Su Yang a demon and swears to fight to the death. His hands glow with a vile green light as he casts Snake Thicket Poison 10,000. His fingers split open, transforming into a cluster of venomous snakes that launch straight at Su Yang's back. Su Yang keeps walking, completely unbothered. Before the snakes can reach him, Livia steps in like a shadow given form. Her eyes flash with fury. One wave of her hand and the snakes disappear into dust. She calls Amino impudent. Trying to assassinate the proxy of the monarch isn't just foolish, it's suicide. She mocks him, saying his poison is actually perfect for something else like torture. She lifts her hand, and a small blue flame dances above her fingernail. At first, it looks harmless. But a moment later, the silence of the shrine is shattered by agonizing screams. The sound travels through the entire demon city. Amino is burning alive. But death doesn't come. His body regenerates only to be set on fire again. Over and over, his pain becomes endless. After some time, Livia glances down at the mess in front of her. She says it's nothing more than a man tasting the consequences of his own stupidity. The punishment wasn't handed down, it was earned. She then turns to her demon minions and gives the final order. No more games. Drag him out and finish it quickly. There's no glory in dragging trash through fire again. The demons respond without hesitation. Their tone is flat. There's no pity left for someone who already wasted every chance. Su Yang, still relaxed with his hands in his pockets, gives a simple instruction to Livia. All new demon professionals coming from Shiva Nation are to be marked as low-ranked. No hero treatment, no special titles. Their future roles are limited to serving under her command, nothing more. Livia accepts the order without blinking. Her response is crisp and loyal. She agrees, knowing exactly where such fools belong. So Yang walks back toward the throne, steps steady like someone with no doubt left in his look back. His eyes hold only one direction, forward. In silence, he reflects on what comes next. Shiva Nation is done. Another name added to the list, but the game is far from over. The Elf Kingdom stands next, and after that, the loudmouth clown Tokawa Manharu. All of them danced too long without consequences. Now the price is due. Chapter 67. Meanwhile, in the Elf Royal Court, the gates open, and the Elf Knights immediately straighten up as they spot a familiar figure approaching. One of them leans slightly and mutters to the other. Lord Carl has returned. But something's off. Carl isn't walking like a proud minister. He's limping, his body battered and bruised. His face carries the weight of failure. His thoughts are racing. That woman who ambushed him, her power was far beyond anything a human world expert could ever possess. No way that was an ordinary warrior. Her aura, her presence, the way she moved, it all points to one terrifying possibility. She might have been a demon from the abyss. As he limps through the main gate leading to the throne room, he winces from the pain, but knows it's nothing compared to what's coming. He already dreads explaining all this to the queen. There's no version of this story that will make her happy. On the throne, the Elf Queen locks eyes with him immediately. Her gaze sharpens like a blade. She wastes no time. The Minister of Secrets is finally back. Now she wants answers. She asks, where is the murderer who killed her son, Prince Eric? Carl drops to his knees without hesitation. His voice shakes as he delivers the news. The killer has been identified. It's a youth from the human world. A name that shouldn't matter but somehow now does, So Yang. Not just a killer but also the one who has tamed a black dragon. The court steers. The silence cracks like glass. Shock ripples through the ministers. One of them speaks out in disbelief. Someone actually tamed a black dragon. That kind of feat is unheard of. Another pipes up, calling black dragons a cursed omen. Something that dangerous should be destroyed before it brings ruin. Whispers spread like wildfire. Everyone is watching the queen now. No one knows what she'll do, but everyone expects a storm. The queen's fingers tighten around the carved edge of her throne. The wood creaks under the pressure before snapping off completely. Her anger has passed words now. She asks in a furious tone where this Xu Yang is hiding. Lord Carl sinks lower into the ground, his knees shaking and his head nearly touching the floor. Fear grips every inch of him. His voice quivers as he begins to speak. He reports that there were 2 survivors from the Dragon Spirit secret realm who might have held the truth. But on the way back, things fell apart. A powerful demon ambushed them. Carl tried to fight back, but it was hopeless. He lost. His body was crushed, his mission shattered. Now even the whereabouts of the 2 survivors remain a mystery. The Elf Queen doesn't blink. Her gaze is colder than ice. The kind of look that doesn't need words to express disappointment. The air thickens as Carl continues, drenched in sweat. He speaks of the demon's power, saying it wasn't just strong, it was overwhelming. He suspects the creature may have been at the level of an original Sin King. Gasps ripple through the room. One of the ministers leans toward another and whispers in disbelief. Even the Minister of Secrets got killed. He wonders aloud if someone like Carl couldn't survive, just how terrifying this abyss demon is. Another voice joins in, laced with concern. If an original Sin King has found a way out of the abyss and into the human world, then it's not just a human problem anymore. That means they could easily break into the elf realm too. The barrier to safety is now an illusion. A respected elder steps forward, his presence silencing the whispers. He addresses the queen directly. With a calm voice but serious tone, he lays out the truth. The demons of the abyss are likely far stronger than they imagined. If they continue to focus only on Prince Eric's killer, they may miss the bigger threat. He suggests forming an alliance with the humans without delay. First, they must deal with the danger rising from the abyss. The chamber bursts into agreement. One voice after another supports the idea. For once, the court speaks as one. The Elf Queen speaks. Since all her trusted advisors stand in agreement, she chooses to follow their counsel. In the name of the holy goddess of nature, she agrees to set aside her personal sorrow, if only for now. An alliance with the humans shall be formed to lead a joint crusade against the abyss. But her voice hardens as she speaks of her son. Prince Eric's death remains unresolved. That will not be ignored. She demands justice, not in name alone, but in blood. The murderer will be found, and his life will be the offering for royal vengeance. The ministers erupt in approval. Their voices rise together, chanting in reverence for their queen. Praises fill the royal court. They call upon the glory of the holy goddess to shine beyond their lands, guided by her majesty's leadership. Even amid the cheering, the elf queen remains still. Her heart, heavy with doubt, begins to stir with unease. Her thoughts wander to the black dragons. 95 of them had fallen to elven blades. Across all these years, the dragon kingdom itself had never seen one with the ancient devourer's bloodline. That lineage was believed long gone. And now, out of nowhere, a human shows up with a black dragon by his side. The coincidence feels too clean, too convenient. She convinces herself that such a beast couldn't possibly carry the ancient bloodline. Killing it should be simple, nothing more than a flick of her fingers. Or so she tells herself. Far away, deep in the demon abyss, Xu Yang returns to the body of the demon monarch. He sits on the great throne, his hands resting lightly as if the seat belongs to him alone. The connection to this vessel, ancient and powerful, sends a satisfying pulse through him. A rush of strength, addictive and warm, fills every corner of his mind. He doesn't need to speak it aloud. He already knows what he wants. The power that flows this throne feels right, but not enough. True strength, he reflects, must come from within. Borrowed power is still borrowed. Without control, it's nothing but a shadow. His time will come. The strength he now touches from the outside will one day be his completely. And when that happens, there will be no one left to stand above him. So Yang lifts his hand, and a glowing sphere begins to form above his palm. Light twists and gathers, gradually shaping itself into a powerful Demai artifact. The energy pulses faintly, but even in this early stage, it radiates raw potential. His eyes stay fixed on the artifact, but his thoughts wander elsewhere. With both Lucifer and Livia making public appearances, the attention from the human world and the elven court is bound to spike. Tensions will rise, but neither side will dare to move carelessly for a while. Everyone will be too busy watching each other. For Su Yang, this is the perfect opening. With no one breathing down his neck, he now has the chance to grow stronger faster. He turns his gaze back to the artifact in his hand. This Demai artifact might not be fully awakened, but it holds the promise of power. If he can complete its restriction tasks, it will become more than a tool. It will become a weapon forged by his own hands. The system interface flashes before his eyes, laying out the requirements like a shopping list written in blood. This Demi artifact is known as the Armor of the Enraged King, a rare and powerful equipment bound by a brutal set of restrictions. To fully unlock its potential, the bearer must fulfill a special destroyer class requirement. Slay 100,000 diamond ranks, 1,000 starry ranked demons, 100 lunar ranked demons, and 10 solar ranked demons. Each tier represented a leap in danger, with the final target standing at the pinnacle of demonic power. Once the restrictions were fulfilled, the armor would grant its user tremendous power. It would increase the wearer's health by 20,000, boost strength by 45,000, raise physical resistance by 5,000, and enhance tenacity by 35%. These numbers weren't just high, they were game-changing. But what truly made this artifact terrifying were its built-in abilities. Its passive trait, called Destruction Desire, granted a continuous increase to all attributes. For every 1,000 enemies slain in succession, the user's stats would rise, and the effect would persist until the end of combat, turning extended battles into a one-sided slaughter. Its active ability, Extreme Wrath, offered even more savage power. By pushing the user's rage beyond its limit, the artifact would consume 70% of the user's current health and, in return, grant a 200% increase to all attributes for 10 minutes. The cost was heavy, but the result could crush even the most elite opponents. Su Yang stares at the list and chuckles softly. The numbers aren't small. Killing 100,000 diamond-ranked demons alone is a nightmare task. Add in starry, lunar, and solar-ranked monsters, and it becomes something even a demigod would think twice about. But Su Yang isn't just anyone. What others see as an impossible burden, he already sees as his shortcut to dominance. He raises his hand slowly, fingers outstretched. Then, with deliberate calm, he closes his fist. He says, with the power of the original Sin Monarch flowing through him, even the greatest obstacles lose meaning. For him, all it takes is an instant. Then, the air around his fist begins to ripple, space itself twisting under the force. Far above the demon city, the sky tears open as a portal forms. His arm reaches through it like a god reaching down from another realm. In his palm, a swirling orb of destruction begins to take shape. His invocation of the monarch's omniscience. The demons below pause, their eyes widening. Fear doesn't come. Instead, cheers rise in waves. One demon stares up, awestruck, and tells another with trembling pride that the supreme monarch is watching them. Hope, worship, and madness mix in their voices. Above them all, Su Yang speaks again. His command echoes like thunder. He tells them to offer their lives to him, and then he unleashes it. The sky ignites, a cascade of destruction rains down, and the notification system immediately bursts to life. A level 143 starry, ranked native demon has been killed. Experience gained 192 million. A level 78 lunar ranked native demon has been killed. Experience gained 1832 million. A level 232 solar ranked native demon has been killed. Experience gained in no less than 90 million. Total experience gain crosses 5.3 billion. Even after a 40% deduction for overflow, his reserve still settles at a monstrous 1328 billion. Su Yang looks at the screen, lips curling into a grin. This is what real efficiency looks like. Not grinding. Not effort. Just domination. Clean and absolute. With the final requirement fulfilled, the spell binding the Demi artifact begins to crack. One by one, the chains break apart, shattering into fragments of light. The artifact floats freely now, its power fully unsealed. Su Yang nods once, satisfied. With care, he places the artifact into a black spatial orb. There's no celebration, no boasting, just one calm command as he turns his head toward the darkness. He calls out, Lucifer, come to me. Lucifer appears without delay, her presence sharp and precise like the movement of a blade. She kneels gracefully before the throne of the demon monarch, head lowered in complete submission. Her voice is steady, showing no hesitation as she awaits her king's order. Without speaking much, the monarch hands her the black space orb that holds the newly unsealed Demai artifact. The gesture alone is enough. She understands what must be done. Her task is simple: deliver it to his chosen proxy. She accepts the orb with both hands and responds with the obedience of someone who doesn't question power. Then, his gaze lingers on her for a moment longer. He asks what she thinks of his proxy. Lucifer, never one to overstep, gives a careful reply. She avoids any personal judgment and only states what is proper. The proxy is chosen by the monarch. That alone places him beyond critique. Her response doesn't surprise Su Yang. Within the body of the monarch, he reflects quietly. Lucifer hasn't changed at all. Around others, she carries herself with dominance and elegance, but in front of him, she lowers herself without question. The difference is like sky and earth, one face for the world and another for the throne. Before the silence settles again, he receives a message from Livia. She is requesting an audience. She says the matter is urgent. With a small nod, the monarch grants permission. In the next moment, Livia appears beside Lucifer, kneeling just as respectfully. This is not routine. She begins to report on the situation. Her words reveal something unexpected and troubling: the threat of a Red Moon invasion. He confirms if what she speaks of is truly the Red Moon invasion. Livia nods, still kneeling. She explains that the news came without warning, and she doesn't know what it fully means. Her voice shows rare uncertainty. She dares to ask what the Red Moon truly is. Su Yang, within the demon monarch's form, contemplates the situation. The reaction of both Lucifer and Livia says enough. The demon abyss has never faced a Red Moon event before. That much is clear. Their confusion isn't an act. But there's no need for concern. The class change shrine already has all the mechanisms and knowledge needed to handle Red Moon events. He won't need to create anything from scratch. He can simply copy and adapt it as his own. He tells them that the so-called Red Moon is, but the sentence never finishes. Something cuts through his awareness like a blade, pulling his thoughts away. A sudden shift in the atmosphere makes him stop mid-sentence. He senses it immediately. This is no coincidence. This is it. The Red Moon event has finally arrived. Before another word can be spoken, waves of blinding red light begin to flood across the demon city. The sky burns with an eerie crimson glow, spilling down over rooftops, towers, and streets. The entire city falls under the weight of its presence. Demons stop in their tracks, startled and confused. Their eyes go wide, reflecting the glowing sky. The light is unfamiliar and overwhelming. Panic begins to build in the silence that follows. Among the chaos, the humans living and hiding within the demon city recognize what the red glow means. Fear spreads through them like wildfire. The truth is undeniable: the Red Moon has descended. Without wasting another breath, they break into a run. Cries echo through the streets. Some scream out what everyone is already thinking. That red glow, that burning light, it's the Red Moon. It has come back. In the abyss of the demon monarch, both Livia and Lucifer stand still, eyes locked on the sky above. Their usual calm is gone, replaced by silent shock. Lucifer stares upward, her lips parting slightly. The words slip out under her breath. She's never seen anything like this. A scarlet door now hangs in the sky, pulsing with power neither of them understands. Something ancient has awakened, and it has arrived. From the depths of the blood-red sky, something begins to emerge. The air thickens, and a terrible pressure spreads across the demon city. Out of the scarlet light steps a monstrous figure, Scarlet Withering, the infamous Chaos Whisperer. Level 100, a name wrapped in dread, and now, a presence that feels like doom itself. Lucifer doesn't flinch at the sight. Her expression stays cold, almost bored. In her mind, it's nothing more than another oversized insect. She scoffs, raising her hand and instantly firing her lethal dark beam strike at the creature. Her power flashes through the air like death itself, tearing toward the target with violent speed. But when the attack hits the Whisperer, nothing happens. Not even a scratch. The purple beam dissolves, but Scarlet Withering walks through it, untouched. His twisted body moves as if the attack never existed. Lucifer's confident smirk disappears. Her eyes widen slightly, confused and caught off guard. She wasn't ready for that. Beside her, Livia watches with disbelief. Her voice cuts in sharper than usual. She questions Lucifer's failure and tells her to move aside. There's no time to play around. Livia steps forward, electricity crackling around her fingers. Her lightning arcs across the sky, aimed straight at the Whisperer with devastating force. The impact is violent, loud, and blinding. But again, the result is the same. Nothing burn, no damage, no reaction. She is left in shock. Her breathing slows for a moment as the reality sets in. Her attack didn't just fail, it never even landed properly. She begins to understand something far more troubling. This isn't a matter of strength or timing. This thing is on a completely different level. It doesn't even acknowledge her presence. So Yang, still sitting within the body of the demon monarch, observes everything in silence. His thoughts are calm, but sharp. That monster just brushed off the attacks of God-ranked bosses like they were gentle breezes. That alone confirms the stories. Scarlet Withering isn't something that can be defeated by power alone. Only a true hero is said to be capable of ending it. But now a new question rises in his mind. If a hero is the only one who can destroy the scarlet withering, then what happens when the hero is no longer pure, and the soul of a demon king walks inside him? The answer may not be far off. So Yang raises his hand, and dark energy begins to gather in his palm, swirling with dense power. The pressure around him shifts as the darkness condenses. Without a word, he launches the attack straight at Scarlet Withering. The energy roars through the air and strikes its target with crushing force. In the blink of an eye, the Whisperer is gone. Not wounded, not pushed back. Annihilated. The creature vanishes from existence, erased completely by Su Yang's power. But something changes the moment the attack lands. The blood moon overhead begins to distort, rippling like a broken reflection. So Yang's body, still that of the demon monarch, starts to flicker unnaturally. The form glitches for a moment. It isn't breaking, but something inside it is shifting. Lucifer watches this with a complicated expression. Her voice is soft, almost concerned, as she sighs and speaks quietly toward him. Something in her tone hints she knows what's happening, but doesn't dare say it aloud. The next second, the blood moon explodes and Su Yang finds himself transported once again. Now, he stands in front of something vast and chilling, the Eye of Scarlet. It hovers in front of him, massive and unblinking. He is still inside the body of the demon monarch, but everything around him feels different. The eye stares directly at him, pulsing with an ominous dark glow. Su Yang narrows his eyes, recognizing the place. He's inside the world behind the door. This isn't reality. It's a mental illusion, an inner realm created by some deeper power. The eye doesn't move, but its pressure grows heavier with every moment. It's not attacking, but its presence alone feels suffocating. Even Su Yang feels it now. A slow, creeping fear. The kind he hasn't known in a long time. Despite holding the power of the abyss, even he can't ignore it. The weight builds until his knees give out. He collapses to the ground, unable to resist the force pressing down on him. His body trembles under the pressure. It isn't just strength, it's domination. This eye doesn't simply observe. It controls. And then, just as suddenly, the eye disappears. So Yang breathes out, forcing calm back into himself. He realized it was only a mental illusion. No physical damage, just a terrifying glimpse of what lies behind the scarlet veil. He grits his teeth, focuses, and shatters the illusion with force of will. Reality returns, and he finds himself once more in the demon abyss. The event is over, but the weight of what just happened still lingers in his mind. He didn't expect such a powerful gain. More than that, he didn't expect to discover a presence greater than the original Sin Monarch. That kind of power. Maybe this is why the class change shrine fears the red moon so deeply. Behind that endless scarlet door, a world unknown still waits. Just then, Lucifer approaches and speaks. She comments on the fluctuation in his soul just moments ago. Livia joins in, voicing concern over whether he might have been tainted by the scarlet energy. So Yang brushes aside their concern. Calm and composed, he tells them there's no need to dwell on that. He redirects the conversation back to where it was before. With a steady tone, he begins sharing the knowledge they need, the truth about the red moon. Knowledge only he now holds. Lucifer lowers her eyes in thought, trying to absorb everything she has just learned. The words echo in her mind: red moon invasion, scarlet withering, red moon, crystal core. Each term carries weight, and none of it feels ordinary. Across from her, Livia speaks up, her tone slightly strained. The information is heavy. There's too much to digest at once, even for someone like her. So Yang responds without hesitation. In his view, knowledge is only the first step. Real understanding comes through experience. He tells him what he just witnessed. Using the authority of the demon monarch, he observed the entire abyss. What he saw confirmed a troubling truth. The scarlet energy is seeping into the very depths of the abyss. It isn't just an external threat anymore. It's already inside. And that means something even more dangerous. Even demon professionals, those who completed a perfect class change, are not immune. They too can now trigger the red moon invasion. Livia turns toward him, confused but attentive. She asks for clarity, needing to understand the full weight of what this means. So Yang turns to her with calm authority. As the demon high priestess, she is now responsible for spreading the word. If that scarlet door appears again, and enemies emerge from it, there is to be no hesitation. They must be eliminated on sight, and their red moon crystal cores collected. Each crystal core holds value, and for those who bring 1,000 of them, he promises a reward, a wisp of original power. Livia immediately bows her head, her voice steady. She pledges her loyalty without hesitation. His will shall be done. So Yang looks into the distance, his thoughts pulling beyond the current moment. The world stretches out before him, broader and deeper than he ever imagined. The original Sin Monarch is not his final goal. That title, once unshakable, is now just a milestone. One day even that scarlet presence will fall behind him. And when that day comes, he will uncover the secret that lies behind all creation. The mystery of the world will no longer remain hidden. Sometime later, in the heart of the holy city, the high priestess stands silently beneath the pale red glow of the sky. Her eyes lock onto the crimson moon above, its airy light painting the world in dread. Her thoughts grow heavier by the second. Not even half a month has passed since the last red moon, and yet it has returned. and as if summoned by fate, Chaucer's followed. The Abyss World Boss? Tension from the elf realm. It's all arriving in waves, stacking one crisis upon another. She kneels slowly before the towering statue of the Holy Light, folding her hands in prayer. Her voice is low, almost trembling. Her plea is simple but desperate. She asks for a sign, a savior, someone who will lead them away from this creeping darkness and the despair it promises. Far from the holy city, Su Yang returns to his own body. His surroundings shift back to normal as he opens the door to his room. The moment he steps inside, a soft figure collides into him. The elf princess throws herself into his chest, arms wrapped tightly around him. Tears still climb to her eyes as she clutches his clothes. Her voice shakes with emotion. She tells him about the nightmare, how the Scarlet Moon grew fangs and tried to devour him. That fear hasn't left her. Shu Yang gently pats her head, and immediately her cheeks flush a deep red. She doesn't loosen her grip. If anything, she holds on tighter. Her fear is real, and it lingers even now. With a faint smile, Su Yang speaks to her. He teases her lightly, wondering why she never dreams of him shattering the red moon with a single punch. The elf princess mumbles that it isn't about power. It's because she cares. He's the only one she has. The only one she can trust. Their quiet moment is soon interrupted. Lucifer arrives on some official task, but her eyes land instantly on the elf princess, stuck to Su Yang like glue. Her tone comes sharp, with a hint of irritation. She comments that the proxy seems quite busy. Startled, the elf princess flinches and hides Su Yang like a guilty child. Her face burns in embarrassment. Su Yang remains calm. He acknowledges Lucifer's presence and tells her plainly that he is, in fact, very busy, and will likely get even busier soon. If she has something to say, she should speak quickly. Lucifer doesn't respond right away. She simply shifts her gaze to the side, clearly annoyed. With a flick of her hand, she brings out the black space orb containing the demigod artifact. She tosses it towards Su Yang and tells him to keep it safe. The item was a gift from the monarch himself. Without another word, she disappears into the air. Su Yang catches the black space orb and casually flips it in his hand. A small grin forms on his face. Lucifer didn't even bother staying a second longer than necessary. Not a word extra, not a glance more. Her opinion of him must really be scraping the bottom. He laughed quietly to himself. So be it. And that red moon crystal core now belongs to him. And he already knows what to do with it. With enough of these, he can exchange them for a portion of the monarch's original power. He says it aloud like a promise, to himself and to the world. Soon he will rise, he will become a god. Later, far away, another story is unfolding. One demon is left drowning in molten lava, his body reduced to ash by a stronger opponent. His remains fade away, leaving behind only a glowing red crystal core. The victorious demon doesn't hesitate. He rushes forward, eager to claim the reward. But he doesn't even get to touch it. A dark beam cuts through the air like a scythe through silk. In an instant, the demon is gone. No screams, no trace, except for a second red crystal core now lying beside the first. Floating above, Lucifer slowly descends. Her eyes burn cold. She calls the fallen demon a disgrace. Someone foolish enough to challenge the will of her king deserves only death. She lands softly, dust barely stirring under her feet. Her hand reaches out, and she picks up the red moon crystal core. But even as she stands in silence, her mind isn't calm. It drifts once more towards Su Yang. Again, she questions the monarch's decision. That weak, human proxy. Fragile like an insect and drowning in earthly distractions. Lust, of all things. It stains the monarch's dignity, and yet the monarch chose him. Her words trail off, but her cheeks betray her. A flush creeps across her face. She repeats the monarch's decree to herself. 1,000 red moon crystal cores will earn a wisp of original power. The idea sparks something in her. She clenches the crystal tighter. She promises herself to work harder, to be worthy, to be filled with the monarch's power completely. Then, as if summoned by her desire, waves of red light begin rising in the sky once more. The blood moon is returning. Its light dances across the land like a curtain of fire. Lucifer's expression sharpens. The hunt is back on. She lifts her head toward the crimson sky and announces, "Let the killing begin." I hope that you liked today's video, and if you did, hit that like button as today's goal is 1,500 likes. Comment next part down below for the next part. Also, consider subscribing with the notification bell on to get notified as soon as a new video drops onto the channel. You can also join the channel to support me financially and watch videos before public release. I'll meet you in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching.